The United Kingdom is taking one of the boldest risks in modern military aviation. At a time when most nations are struggling just to acquire the F-35, which is already one of the most advanced stealth fighters ever built, Britain is preparing to create something even more ambitious. A jet that does not fully exist yet, that is not flown, and that remains a concept on paper and in digital simulations. Yet it is already being described by British industry and defense officials as the next leap in air combat. This future aircraft is designed for wars that have not happened yet, using technologies that are still maturing, in a world where the rules of air power are changing faster than at any time since the Cold War. This is the story of Tempest versus the F-35, and why the United Kingdom is risking billions on a 6th-generation fighter while already flying one of the best 5th-generation jets in the world. To understand why this gamble matters, you have to understand the world that Britain believes is coming. Air combat is entering a completely new era. Russia, China, and several rising military powers are pouring enormous resources into longer-range air defense systems, hypersonic missiles, high-powered electronic warfare, and artificial intelligence that can analyze and react to threats faster than human operators. Drones have shifted from small surveillance tools to fully weaponized platforms that can fly in coordinated swarms. And the battle space is becoming so crowded with sensors, signals, and interconnected systems that information is becoming more valuable than speed or even maneuverability. The era when a fighter aircraft could win through raw power alone is ending. The next generation of fighters will win through connectivity, stealth, superior data, and the ability to manage or command autonomous systems in real time. This is exactly the environment the F-35 was designed for. The Lightning II was created during the early 2000s with a revolutionary idea for its time. Instead of simply being fast and maneuverable, the new fighter would dominate through information. It would act as a central brain, pulling data from its own radar, infrared sensors, electronic warfare receivers, and from other aircraft and platforms around it, then fusing everything into one unified picture for the pilot. That idea is now at the heart of modern warfare, and the F-35 delivers it better than any operational aircraft in the world. Today, the F-35 is flying with the Royal Air Force and the Royal Navy. It can take off from short runways, operate from the United Kingdom's Queen Elizabeth-class aircraft carriers, and share data seamlessly with American, NATO, and Allied forces. Its stealth design is well documented, and its role in modernizing Western air power is significant. It has become the backbone of air forces around the globe. But the F-35 is still a 5th-generation jet. Its development began at a time when advanced drone swarms did not exist, when AI was nowhere near the capability it has today, and when hypersonic threats were still theoretical. The air defense networks it was built to evade have become much more capable. Modern radar systems, distributed sensor arrays, and powerful computing threaten to reduce the advantage of current stealth platforms over the coming decades. This is why Britain believes it needs something beyond the F-35, something that can survive, adapt, and dominate in the 2030s and 2040s, something that is not just an upgrade to current capabilities, but an entirely new approach to future air combat. This is where Tempest begins. Tempest is not simply another fighter project. It is an attempt to leap directly into the 6th generation of air combat. The program is officially known as the Global Combat Air Program, formed by the United Kingdom, Italy, and Japan. This partnership was confirmed in 2022 and 2023 by all 3 governments, signaling a major strategic shift that pulls together 3 technologically advanced nations with strong aerospace industries. So, what exactly is Tempest? On paper, it is a fighter jet. In reality, it is a system of systems. It is a vision of a future where manned pilots and autonomous drones fight together, where stealth is more adaptable, where sensors can process unprecedented volumes of data, and where artificial intelligence helps pilots make decisions in situations that would overwhelm a human brain alone. One of the most ambitious goals of Tempest is its stealth profile. The F-35 already has one of the lowest radar signatures among operational aircraft, thanks to its blended airframe, radar-absorbent materials, internal weapons carriage, and precise shaping. But according to BAE Systems, Tempest aims to use a new generation of radar-absorbent composites, along with a cleaner aerodynamic design and serrated edges that scatter radar waves even more effectively. While none of this has been validated through live testing, the intention is clear. Tempest is being designed to be even harder to detect than the F-35, especially against the more advanced radar networks that will exist in the 2030s. Stealth, however, is only one part of the equation. Tempest also aims to surpass the F-35 in sheer aerodynamic performance. Public statements from the UK industry show a sleek delta wing design optimized for high-speed flight. Tempest is intended to exceed Mach 2 and have a higher thrust-to-weight ratio than the F-35. The Lightning II was never meant to be an air superiority dogfighter. It was built primarily as a stealth platform that dominates through sensors and information. Tempest, on the other hand, aims to combine low observability with the agility and high-performance flight envelope of aircraft, like the Eurofighter Typhoon. If the final aircraft achieves anything close to the design goals, it could become one of the most maneuverable stealth aircraft ever built. Where Tempest truly begins to stand apart is in its planned avionics and sensor capabilities. The UK Ministry of Defence has described its radar concept as a deep sensing system capable of processing data at unprecedented speeds. According to BAE Systems, the target is an onboard processing capacity of gigabits of data per second, potentially enabling the aircraft to detect, classify, and track targets far earlier than current systems. Combined with sophisticated infrared tracking and advanced electronic warfare capabilities, Tempest aims to create an environment where the pilot has unmatched situational awareness. Supporting this massive sensor network is artificial intelligence. This does not mean Tempest will fly itself in combat. Instead, AI is intended to act as a digital assistant, helping analyze threats, prioritize targets, detect patterns, and manage complex systems during high-stress engagements. British officials have sometimes referred to this feature as a virtual co-pilot. In a modern battle space filled with dozens of sensors, drones, missiles, decoys, and electronic jamming signals, no human pilot could process everything alone. Tempest's AI is designed to bridge that gap. Propulsion is another major area where Tempest aims to improve on the capabilities of the F-35. Rolls-Royce is exploring a next-generation engine designed for higher efficiency, greater thrust, and improved thermal management. Although no specifications are confirmed, the projected goal is longer range and potentially double the endurance of current fifth-generation fighters under certain mission profiles. If successful, Tempest could operate deeper into contested airspace or take on missions that currently require multiple aerial refueling operations. And then we come to the feature that truly defines Tempest as a sixth-generation concept: unmanned teaming. From the beginning, Tempest has been designed to operate alongside loyal Wingmen, which are unmanned aircraft controlled by the pilot. These drones can scout dangerous areas, jam enemy radars, carry additional weapons, or act as decoys to confuse enemy air defenses. They could even form a small swarm controlled by one human pilot, effectively multiplying the combat power of a single Tempest aircraft. This kind of manned and unmanned synergy is expected to become one of the most defining features of future warfare, and the United Kingdom wants Tempest positioned at the center of that future. This capability highlights a major contrast with the F-35. Although the F-35 is beginning to work with drones, it was not originally built around that concept. Tempest is being designed from the ground up to command autonomous systems. In a future where drone swarms become the new normal, this kind of integration could be decisive. However, this is where the risk becomes very real. None of these capabilities are confirmed. Tempest is still in development. It has not flown. It has no verified stealth performance, no confirmed aerodynamic tests, and no functional prototype demonstrating its advanced sensors or AI systems. Everything Tempest promises is a goal, not a guaranteed capability. The project requires massive engineering breakthroughs, huge financial investment, and unwavering commitment from partner nations. On the other hand, the F-35 already exists. It is flying combat missions right now. It has been tested, upgraded, and refined by thousands of pilots, engineers, and technicians across more than a dozen countries. It has the largest industrial base of any advanced fighter, the strongest logistical support network in the world, and deep integration with the entire NATO defense ecosystem. It is not a promise of capability. It is a proven one. This contrast is what makes the Tempest versus F-35 narrative so compelling. It is the present, proven world of fifth-generation air combat colliding with the theoretical future of sixth-generation warfare. This brings us to the heart of the United Kingdom's gamble. Britain is not planning to replace the F-35 with Tempest. It wants an advanced mixed fleet. The F-35 gives Britain stealth, deep interoperability with the United States, and the ability to operate from aircraft carriers. It provides immediate combat capability. Tempest offers something different. It gives Britain strategic independence, control over its own defense technology, a revived aerospace sector, and the potential to shape the next revolution in air combat. But that vision comes with a heavy cost. Tempest development is expected to exceed £10 billion, and that is only the starting figure. Some analysts believe the long-term cost could be significantly higher. Operating a mixed fleet requires additional training, maintenance, logistics, and infrastructure. The entire program depends on international partners staying committed and future export customers stepping in to spread the financial burden. If any partner withdraws or budgets fall apart, the United Kingdom could be left with a massive bill and an unfinished aircraft. This project is not just military. military. It is deeply political. Tempest is intended to preserve Britain's status as a leading aerospace nation. It supports tens of thousands of jobs and keeps the expertise to design advanced combat aircraft alive in the United Kingdom. After leaving the European Union, the government has emphasized defense and technological sovereignty. Tempest is the centerpiece of that strategy, and that creates a paradox. The United Kingdom is building Tempest because it wants independence, yet it needs international partners to make it affordable. The aircraft is being built for the threats of the 2030s and 2040s, yet the program must survive political pressures and budget cycles happening today. Tempest is a statement of future ambition, but it also requires enormous present-day discipline and cooperation. So, what does this all mean when you directly compare Tempest and the F-35? Right now, the F-35 wins every measurable category simply because it exists. It flies, it fights, it is understood. Tempest is competing not with the F-35 as it currently is, but with the world that the F-35 will face 15 to 20 years from now. And that world is going to be very different. If Tempest achieves even most of its design goals, it has the potential to become one of the most advanced air combat systems ever built. It could redefine how manned and unmanned platforms work together. It could give Britain unmatched stealth, range, and situational awareness. It could create a new standard for sixth-generation warfare. But if Tempest fails, or if partners pull out, or if budgets spiral out of control, then it risks becoming one of the most expensive, unanswered what-if questions in the history of British defense. And that is the gamble. Britain is betting that when air combat reaches its next major turning point, it will not only be flying the world's future fighter, it will be the nation that built it.